Gervonta "Tank" Davis's upcoming fight was already controversial, but now it's become outright chaotic. Hours after arriving in Dubai for his final preparations against Lamont Roach, Tank received a welcome he didn't expect. A heated face-off at the Dubai International Airport escalated when Lamont Roach swung at Tank, sending shockwaves through the boxing world. Security quickly intervened, separating the two before things could escalate further, but the damage had already been done. Reports suggest Tank nearly canceled the fight right then and there. Let's be honest, this fight was already facing backlash. With 2025 being Tank's last year in boxing, fans were hoping for the biggest names, but instead, he's facing Roach, a skilled fighter, but not a major star. So now, the big question is, did Roach throw that punch just to hype up the fight? Let's break it all down. This fight wasn't even supposed to happen. Tank had been looking for a mega fight to kick off his final stretch in the sport. Names like Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson were who fans expected him to face.
Lamont Roach, but when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come and come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's gonna get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. But was it Unquail didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating.
But then, out of nowhere, Lamont Roach's name started getting thrown around.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas. He's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Lamont Roach isn't just any fighter. He's the WBA's super featherweight champion and has put in years of hard work. But let's be real, he's not quite on Tank's level in terms of star power. So, why is this fight happening? It turns out there's some serious history between Roach and Tank, dating all the way back to their amateur days. The two fought multiple times as kids, and Roach has always claimed that Tank wasn't as dominant over him as people believe.
Lamont and Tank have history. What can you tell us about their history and how that's going to play into the fight come fight night?
They got amateur history. They fought maybe 2 or 3 times. Tank being the winner. They sparred a few times. Tank got the best of the sparring. They're just bigger and stronger now, older.
Now, it's some word out there that Lamont say, he got some film that don't make Tank look too good. What could that? How could that affect, the outcome on December 14th?
Shit, man. Tank last 4 or 5 opponents all have film about how they beat him up in spawn. If that's the case, that shit happen. But fight night, we all know the outcome.
But here's the problem. Tank's career skyrocketed while Roach stayed grinding in the background. While Tank became a household name with viral knockouts and superstar status, Roach quietly worked his way through the ranks, never getting the same recognition. That's where the real beef comes from. Roach feels overlooked for years, and now he finally has his chance to face the man who's been dominating the sport for the past decade.
Why was it so easy when he fought Frank Martin?
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
Hey, what's your game plan for the fight?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock.
But instead of waiting for fight night, Roach made his move early. So, what actually happened at the Dubai airport? According to reports, Tank had just arrived with his team and was walking through the terminal when Roach and his entourage approached him. Words were exchanged, and security was keeping a close eye. But no one expected Roach to actually throw a punch. But he did. He lunged at Tank and landed a clean shot to the chest before security quickly swarmed in to break things up. Tank was heated, and his team was ready for war. For a moment, it looked like things were about to escalate into a full-on brawl. But instead, airport security separated them, and Tank was escorted out before things could spiral even further. But let's be real. Was this really just beef, or was Roach trying to promote this fight?
I have to get the shot. Everyone stay down. Thank you.
Right, let's put the same shot right here, right there. Okay, space. Keep like that. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Go get active.
Thank all day, baby. Thank all.
Look, Roach isn't dumb. He knows Tank is the A side in this fight.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
He knows that most people didn't care about this matchup, and he also understands that the only way to get people interested is by turning it into a real grudge match. After all, nobody was talking about this fight before the punch, but now it's trending everywhere. Even big-name fighters like Terrence Crawford and Ryan Garcia have reacted to it, with some calling it a desperate stunt to sell tickets. And honestly, it worked. People who weren't even checking for this fight are now locked in. They want to see if Roach really has something for Tank, or if he just made the biggest mistake of his life. But here's the crazy part. Tank almost canceled the fight after the incident. Sources close to Tank say he was done. He felt disrespected, like Roach crossed the line, and most of all, he felt like he shouldn't even be fighting Roach in the first place.
My whole family's from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they gonna celebrate with me. Yeah,
don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Pops.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking.
Don't
never.
say, bro.
That's cap. What I'm about to say?
How you gonna say it's cap? And
it gotta be.
You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Gotta be.
Hey,
somebody lying.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah, somebody lying. Hey. Somebody lying.
Hey.
Okay, Tank.
There were serious discussions about pulling out of the fight altogether, and honestly, nobody would have blamed him. This is supposed to be Tank's last year in boxing, and every fight from now until retirement is supposed to be big.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight. You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no.
I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Fans are not interested in seeing him face lesser-known opponents. They want the big, high-profile fights.
The fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not. That matters. When you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what they're thinking, that changes everything, you know? Saying all this to say that because I know we got a lot of people. It don't matter. When he get hit, he going to sleep. Just wait for it. This might be a fight until he gets hit. And again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and he doesn't go away, we got a fight on our hands, you know? I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis, but this is a good fight.
When Roach made his move, it seemed like Tank had a perfect reason to back out. But something shifted. Maybe it was the fan reactions, or the thought of not letting Roach get away with it. Or maybe Tank realized that now the fight actually has some real buzz.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs get in the ring together, and I'm gonna be the one. Obviously, I'm gonna be the one coming out victorious, and you know, we're gonna put on a hell of a show for y'all. So tune in by the fight.
Either way, the fight is still on, and now it's more personal than ever.
People who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
He got the whole hood over there. Like, twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get fucked up over here. What do I look like getting fucked up?
Okay.
That shit.
Okay.
That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee it.
Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you fucked up.
Tank's recent training clips show a completely different level of focus, and fans are quick to spot it. It's clear he's putting everything into this fight now. Under the guidance of his new coach, Derek James, Tank's movement is sharper, his footwork is cleaner, and his power is as terrifying as ever.
Hey, can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is why Gervonta Davis fights don't go the distance.
He's been putting in serious work, showcasing explosive combinations, improved head movement, and an intense focus that proves he's taking his final run in boxing seriously. James, who's trained elite fighters like Errol Spence Jr. and Jermall Charlo, seems to be bringing out a more disciplined and dangerous version of Tank. If this training camp continues at this pace, Roach and anyone else stepping into the ring with him this year might be in serious trouble. However, despite all the drama, many boxing experts are still not happy about this fight happening, with the biggest criticism being that Tank is running out of time.
That's why I don't want boxing more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, West, so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two girls, two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
If 2025 is truly his last year, Tank can't afford to waste fights on opponents who won't elevate his legacy.
What changed? What made this shit trash? Garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
fed up with
Can you give us
Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like like you said, you got to walk today.
Fighters like Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney are all calling for a shot at Tank. These are the kinds of matchups that could cement his status as an all-time great.
You hope Tank, I know he's announced that he's retiring at the end of 2025. I don't know if you believe that or not, but
I don't know. I thought he was very sincere. Sometimes the hunt
fed up with,
maybe, but boxing can do that to you, I think, in general. So I think that maybe he wants to do something different with his life. We can only look after our own, and that's Shakur Stevenson. And for me, Schofield, Zepeda, Tank. That's the plan for 2025. And if we were to do that, I think Shakur against Tank is one of the best fights in.
Instead, he's fighting a guy who, while talented, doesn't have the same draw or impact.
He says that he's going to retire at the end of next year. Do you think he has one foot out the door?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a mistake for him to say that, especially in front of me. So, I'm going to just take advantage of him and show him why he shouldn't have said that or why he shouldn't be contemplating that.
Tank's at a point in his career where he's in control. He's choosing his own opponents. And if that means settling a personal score with Roach before going after the bigger names, he's fine with that. It's his decision, and he's owning it.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. Back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yeah,
He's doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really...
That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss any of our upcoming content. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.